In the midst of our hectic, chaotic lives, it is all too easy to feel overwhelmed, as though we are drowning in a sea of stress, responsibilities, and uncertainties. Work pressures pile up, personal conflicts arise, and unexpected challenges appear at every turn, leaving us feeling fragile and unmoored. Yet, amidst this storm, there exists a path to calm, a way to achieve serenity even in the face of life's unpredictability. This path is not fleeting or superficial. It is enduring, rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Far from being an abstract or outdated philosophy, Stoicism offers practical guidance on mastering our emotions and reactions, allowing us to live lives of meaning and fulfillment, unshaken by external turbulence. The principles of Stoicism provide tangible tools to cultivate resilience, strength, and an inner peace that is not contingent on circumstances, but instead arises from conscious thought, reflection, and disciplined practice. By understanding and applying these principles, we can navigate difficulties with confidence, transforming obstacles from insurmountable mountains into manageable challenges that propel us toward personal growth. At the heart of Stoicism lies the concept of living with a firm purpose. Without a clear sense of direction, life can feel aimless, much like drifting across a vast ocean without a compass, buffeted by winds and waves with no control over our destination. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, emphasized that difficulties reveal the strength and character of a person, and that the greater the challenge, the greater the glory in overcoming it. A firm purpose, therefore, serves as a guiding compass in the tumultuous seas of life. It is not a transient thought or a fleeting goal, but a deliberate articulation of what genuinely matters to us. The principles, values, and aspirations that define the person we strive to become. Crafting this purpose requires deep reflection, an honest inquiry into our inner selves, and the courage to question superficial desires, societal expectations, or transient pleasures. It involves examining our beliefs, identifying what drives us, and determining the legacy we wish to create through our actions. Once this purpose is clear, it becomes a source of stability and a foundation upon which resilience is built, grounding us in moments of crisis and giving meaning to our daily efforts. Life inevitably presents challenges, but when guided by purpose, these challenges are transformed into stepping stones for growth, each difficulty a measure of our ability to rise above circumstances rather than succumb to them. Developing a firm purpose is only the beginning. Equally important is the daily practice of nurturing and protecting this guiding principle. This requires diligence, perseverance, and a steadfast commitment to our goals, even when faced with setbacks or failures. True resilience is not the absence of adversity, but the ability to persist through it with patience, clarity, and resolve. By showing up consistently and dedicating ourselves to meaningful pursuits, we cultivate an inner strength that cannot be easily shaken. Our firm purpose becomes not just a destination, but a beacon, a guiding light that helps us maintain composure and focus amidst uncertainty. In this way, Stoicism teaches that control over our internal world is far more significant than attempts to manipulate external events. A firm purpose anchors the mind, allowing us to remain undisturbed by external turbulence, whether it be criticism, conflict, or unexpected misfortune. This inner mastery extends to our emotional responses. Humans naturally feel hurt, anger, or frustration when offended, criticized, or challenged, but Stoicism illuminates the path to emotional resilience by emphasizing the role of perception. Our emotions are not mere reactions to events themselves, but are the result of our thoughts and interpretations of those events. This insight is liberating because it shifts the locus of control from external circumstances to our internal mental framework. Instead of being overwhelmed by offense or criticism, we can consciously choose our responses, transforming what might have been a source of distress into an opportunity for growth and self-awareness. Every time we resist the urge to react impulsively, we strengthen our mental discipline, building a capacity for calm, deliberate thought that shields us from being dominated by external forces. This process requires practice and mindfulness, daily attention to our thoughts, emotions, and patterns of reaction. It involves setting boundaries, being intentional about what we allow into our mental space, and cultivating environments, relationships, and habits that nourish our well-being rather than destabilize it. Practical techniques for mastering emotional control include practices such as mindfulness and meditation, which create a gap between stimulus and response. Within this gap lies our power, the opportunity to observe without reacting, to choose a response that aligns with our values, and to avoid being swept away by automatic emotional reactions. Through mindfulness, we learn to recognize emotions as passing phenomena, acknowledging them without allowing them to dictate our actions. By cultivating a growth-oriented mindset, we reinterpret challenges and difficulties as opportunities rather than threats. Every setback, mistake, or criticism becomes a chance to refine our understanding, hone our skills, and strengthen our resilience. This shift in perspective transforms how we experience adversity, diminishing the influence of negativity and enhancing our capacity to remain centered and composed. Guarding the mind is another essential aspect of Stoic practice. Just as we protect our physical space from harmful influences, we must guard our mental space from clutter, negativity, and toxic influences. This includes the selective intake of information, careful consideration of the people we interact with, and the cultivation of habits that enhance rather than diminish our psychological well-being. Stoicism encourages the pursuit of knowledge, the engagement in thoughtful dialogue, and the immersion in experiences that expand understanding and personal growth. By consciously curating our mental environment, we can protect ourselves from unnecessary stress, fear, and distraction, creating conditions in which purpose and inner peace can flourish. The ability to remain focused on what truly matters enables us to live deliberately, responding to life with intention rather than reacting impulsively to every external stimulus. The Stoic approach to criticism and offense further exemplifies the philosophy's emphasis on internal mastery. In our interactions with others, we inevitably encounter differing opinions, misunderstandings, or harsh judgments. Stoicism teaches that the impact of these interactions depends not on the actions of others, but on our own perceptions and responses. By cultivating self-awareness and clarity about our values and actions, we render external criticism less powerful. When faced with negative feedback, it is possible to examine it calmly, extracting useful insights without allowing the remarks to undermine our self-worth or derail our focus. Building resilience against criticism involves recognizing the motivations behind others' words, understanding that criticism often reflects the speaker's own frustrations, insecurities, or misperceptions. This awareness allows us to depersonalize the feedback, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting defensively, thereby maintaining composure and dignity. Transforming offense also involves the practice of patience and gentleness. Stoicism does not demand suppression of emotions, but encourages thoughtful engagement with them. When confronted with anger, insult, or provocation, we can pause, reflect, and respond in ways that uphold our principles and long-term goals. Cognitive reframing, seeing events from different perspectives, enables us to reinterpret offense as an opportunity to practice patience, self-restraint, and understanding. This approach fosters emotional intelligence, strengthens relationships, and nurtures a sense of equanimity that is resistant to the whims of external circumstance. Just as a seasoned sailor maintains calm through storms, a Stoic cultivates inner stability that allows life's external disruptions to pass without dictating their emotional state. Through the lens of Stoicism, every aspect of life, successes, failures, criticisms, challenges, and unforeseen events, becomes an arena for growth and self-mastery. By focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, choices, and reactions, we can navigate life with confidence, resilience, and serenity. Embracing a firm purpose anchors us, guiding our actions and priorities. Practicing emotional discipline allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Guarding our minds and curating our mental environment shields us from unnecessary disturbance. By integrating these practices into daily life, we cultivate a profound sense of freedom and inner peace, one that is not contingent on external approval, fortune, or circumstance. Life's storms may rage, but a Stoic remains centered, their spirit unshaken, fortified by the wisdom of reflection, purposeful action, and mastery over the inner world. In this way, Stoicism offers a transformative path, showing that through deliberate thought, conscious choice, and consistent practice, we can achieve a life of unshakable tranquility, resilience, and genuine happiness, regardless of the inevitable uncertainties that life presents. Beyond cultivating purpose and emotional mastery, Stoicism also teaches the importance of embracing life's uncertainties with courage and equanimity. The Stoic understands that external events are inherently unpredictable and often beyond our control, yet our inner state remains entirely within our grasp. By accepting that life will always present challenges, loss, disappointment, failure, or sudden change, we shift our focus from resisting reality to responding wisely. This acceptance does not imply passivity. Rather, it empowers us to act effectively, to make choices that align with our values, and to pursue what is meaningful without being swayed by fear or desire. Stoicism further emphasizes the interconnectedness of human life. By recognizing that others are guided by their own perceptions, limitations, and struggles, we develop empathy and patience, even in difficult interactions. This perspective allows us to maintain composure, strengthen relationships, and act with integrity, regardless of external provocation. Daily practice of these Stoic principles, reflection, mindfulness, resilience, and purposeful action, gradually rewires the mind, fostering a stable, confident, and serene outlook. In this way, Stoicism equips us not merely to survive life's storms, but to thrive amid them, cultivating a profound inner freedom that endures no matter what unfolds outside ourselves.